An advanced topic in CSS is starting with Flexbox in our tutorial, in our course, guys. So I'm going to show you and explain actually how it works and what is a Flexbox. So Flexbox, it is a flexible box. So in a previous video, in the previous tutorial, we've learned with you about CSS box model, and we have applied to our project, and we have seen actually how it works. And the same will be with the Flexbox. So that is a layout module, Flexbox layout module, and that makes it easier to design some flexible or responsive layout structure in our project, for our project, guys. And we can do that without using float or any positioning. So let's create some little project and see actually how it works and what is Flexbox and what is Flexbox elements. And before starting using the Flexbox model, we should create some container, and then with the container we will learn about working of using of Flexbox model, guys. So I'm going to create some let's say the car world or auto world, and I will call that auto world. And we have, let's say, the cars, because I've downloaded the pictures and I will show you the pictures over here in my project. Then that was called car, from car 1 to from car 6. Then all file is JPG files. So let's call that, and that's the first container. I'm going to create my div, and then div with the class container, and then within this div I'm going to create my image tags, and let's write over here my car1.jpg. okay, so for car1 is width 400 pixels and height 400 pixels. Why? Because if I write it without width and height, that will take full page. That's why I don't want to just do that, and I want to give it in advance. So I'm going to copy and paste for 5 times because I have totally 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 cars, and then I can change the car numbers. Car 3 and the car 4 and car 5 and then 6. All right, so save that, and right now we have 6 different cars. Let's open up project and then save that. We have auto world, white, red, because before that I didn't save that. I tried to do that. Right now is black. Okay, so guys, that's not responsive. As you see here, we can just resize the page, actual page. So that's not fully responsive. All right, we can see that here we have the place. All right, now what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to show you actually how can we use flexible Flexbox elements. So let's open up my browser and show you about Flexbox elements. We have Flexbox. First of all, we have to create a container, then we have to give display flex, and then Flexbox flex wrap wrap. Without doing that, flex wrapping, and let's write over here no wrap. That's a simple example. That's our friend. That's our website, wo3schools.com. Here we can check. So right now we have 12 elements and like block elements. That's everything in the one line. But I don't want to. I want to change that. I don't want to keep it like that. So that's the way flex wrapping, and flex wrap wrap that specify that the flex items will wrap if it's necessary. So how we will do that in our project, so I'm going to have my container class, and then for the container class I'm going to open up the curly brackets and just then apply my display flex first of all, and then I'm going to write over here flex wrap, wrapping, and then wrap. Okay, and then one thing more, I want my full content in the center. So for that, justify content we have. So I'm going to show you our justify content. That is flex direction. We have justify content. That's Flexbox container. So justify content property is used to align the flex items. So we can align to the center, and or flex start or flex end or space around, space between, as you see here. We have choices, but I want to it in the center. So then we have H1. For H1 we can just give some font style or font size firstly, and that's 2am, and then I guess we can just make it text align center as well, text align center, and then the color before creating this video I've just tried to write some style for this project, and I just didn't save after clearing everything. That's why it was the firstly you have seen this H1 in the red, but I will right now do it with green or brown. I guess is better than green for this project because we have the cars slightly black or white. Okay, now I guess that is right now is okay. So we have auto world, and then as you see here the spaces between them is better than first. Okay, so now I'm going to give some, we've learned with you the border box model. That's why I'm going to give to some margin 10 pixels between the cars. Okay, oops, refresh. All right, now we have auto world, guys. We have 6 different cars, 6 amazing cars, and then that is responsive. Why? Because we can just see actually how it works, then flexible, and then I can open the developer tool and inspect the page and see actually all our different cars, and then in our margin, padding, border, margin, everything is clear right now over here. So our body, our outer world, div container. So guys, now we can use this Flexbox model in our project. That's all about Flexbox. See you in the next one. So I will talk about in this video about CSS3 features. So guys, CSS3, actually what is a CSS? You know, CSS is cascading style sheets, but CSS3, that's something new features was appeared in CSS3. That's the latest evolution of the cascading style sheets. So now there are more features, more properties in CSS3 we can just cover, but I will just talk about a little bit right now about CSS3. So we have some new transitions, some animations in CSS3, or some selectors and attribute selectors. Then we can use new feature about colors. So we can write not only color, we can write the colors decimal format. So maybe you have seen in projects they are using, the people using, developers using the hexadecimal formats or some RGBAs or HSLAs, something like that. So CSS3 about colors. I will show you the website CSS colors. So as you see here, normal, that's the orange colors, for example. That's the HTML and CSS color name. Let's say gold, and they have hex code with RGBA, okay, and with RGB as well. They have decimal code, RGB, and then about that, I'm going to show you in a website, w3.com, schools.com. So as you see here, all pictures, that's a full overview of CSS colors. You can visit this colors tutorial, and there are different colors in aquamarine, azure, beige, blanched almond, brown, and you can write brown as well. And we've used the brown, and right now I'm going to use these numbers, hash A52 A2A, okay? So let's write over here, hash A 52A and 2A. So save that and see the project works, in our project works or not. So as you see here, right now we have the same brown color. So here through this website you can just check all hex numbers and then RGB numbers, and you can use something like that with decimals and RGBAs. So let's move around and then take this one, RGB, and save that, and right over here, put over here, and then save, refresh. So let's see the result. And all right, a little bit waiting. Okay, the same. So we can use RGB and RGBAs, and then this version as well. So guys, that's the colors we can choose from here, and as you see here, we have color mixer and color picker as well. So in CSS colors, you can write a CSS color, then that will appear on a page. So that was called hex codes and decimal codes. All right, that's something new. Let's say in our HTML CSS 3, because that brings with it support for some new ways of describing colors. And prior to CSS 3, actually we use these hexadecimal formats, and for the second one, RGBAs, they have integers from 0 to 255. So we have percentages, okay? So RGBA works just like RGB, then not only RGB, we can just use RGBA, and except that it adds a fourth value, alpha, and then opacity level, or alpha transparency level, okay? And the first three in RGBA, okay, something, let's say 0, in RGBA, guys, the first three values still represent red, green, and blue. And for the alpha value, 1 means fully opaque, or 0 is fully transparent, and 0.5 is 50%. Okay. So in HTML we have, in CSS3 we have some shadows, text shadows. We can use the text shadows or linear gradients, but I will talk about now transitions. I want to give some transition to my image. Let's say transition all 1 second. I want to move my pictures when I hover. So when I image hover, I want to transform scale 1.1. So now guys, let's save that refresh the page, and when I hover the picture, so when I hover over, my pictures moving, guys. That's because I've used transition and transform. So for 1 second, I can change that for 3 seconds. Refresh. I'm going to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's not good practice. That's why 1 second is pretty nice. So, alright. So guys, that's any feature in our CSS3 we can use, and that's a little bit interesting and then functional, something functional. Alright, that's all. You can learn about new CSS features and how they apply to your project. There are more properties, and guys, you can use, and then in our friend website. That's all. See you in the next one. So, okay, now I am going to talk about CSS positioning. As you see here, we have in our index.html interesting. That's not interesting right now. That's only the structures, let's say skeleton, and there are only 3 divs: first, second, and third, and fourth div is main. So within this main div, we've created 3 different divs, guys. So that's a normal skeleton, and I'm going to show you and explain CSS positioning with this example. So actually, what is a CSS positioning, and what is the position property, and why we should learn about this? So the position property, guys, specifies the type of positioning method used for an element. That is, there are 5 different positions. That is static, relative, fixed, absolute, and sticky. And I'm going to show you and explain about these different positions. So then let's start with static position, and then I'm going to show you first my style CSS. Right now that is completely empty, and let's write over here our first main, then we have the first, just, and then that is like just, oh, that's a class. So we've learned with you guys, classes should be written with dot, okay? So dot first, and I want to just give some background color, and that background color. Let's write blue. Okay. So for the second guys, I'm going to give some background color. That was, let's say, blue and brown. Okay. So the third, let's say orange. So alright, now background color orange. So let's save that and then save it as well, and then go to here, refresh. Okay, now we have three different totally three different colors, and then I'm going to add some margins, then some margin 1 AM, and here as well 1 AM. So I'm going to save that and then refresh. What's wrong over here? And then margin 1 AM as well. So let's refresh that. Okay, now we have three different colors, three different let's say divs. So what we want right now, I'm going to give some color, totally one color. That's a background color, that's red. Okay, so that's total color, and then I would show you that's not correct. I don't have red. What's wrong over here? So we have main over here. No, that's the reason, I guess. Okay, now we have three different colors in one color. Okay, so that's a total one main, and now we can give some paddings as well. Totally one padding, 1 EM, and one padding, 1 EM, and then padding 1 EM. Okay, saving, refresh. Now we can see that's a better version. Right now I'm going to explain with this simple example how actually this static and relative works. So if the first, let's say, second element position, let's say static, so saving, refresh, nothing changed. So we can give some top 10 pixels, refresh, nothing changed. So guys, that's as you see here, that's normal static position, and that's by default, and static position elements are not affected by this top, right, left, and bottom properties. So the position static is positioned in a special way, and that's always positioned according to the normal flow of the page. Okay, so that's the static position, and then I'm going to tell you about relative position. The relative position, that is a simple position like just static, but there is one difference. One difference is that we can just, I will show you first, refresh, nothing changed, but I can use right now an effect that will affect it 10 pixels. As you see here, that was changed completely and 10 pixel, or we can do it 30 pixels as well, and we can use and change the place. For relative, that acts exactly like static. But what is the difference? You can change top, left, right, and bottom. Okay, so it can move from document flow. There is another position is absolute position. Absolute position. Absolute position, guys. It is something different, and that's absolute position. Document here. I'm going to show you how it was applied to our project. So as you see here, now we have that was ignored from the file. You see, that was ignored, and right now we have totally two divs. But third one, I mean the second one, that was ignored from the file. So document completely ignores second div element and removes document from document flow, guys. And then we can give some top 10 for 40 pixels. So as you see here, if I will write in 0, that's here. That will keep here. All right. So we can move this one, and then but it will not be in the main div. All right. So absolute, that's the absolute position, and there is one position more. That's a fixed position. That's exactly the same with absolute position, and I will show you what is a fixed position is. That's the same. We can give some top 0. Now that will be the same. But what is the difference? Main difference is here just a minute. Let's do it. Give some height. Height 250 view height. Okay. So refresh. Now, as you see here, my second div keeps the same position. So if fixed element doesn't leave a gap in the page where it would normally have been located. So fixed element, as you see here, we can even it stays in the same place even if the page is scrolled. So you see, that's the main difference between absolute and fixed position. So that's the main thing about positions. See you in the next one, guys.